Okay, this is the default scene, and the first mode is Sculpt Mode. And on the left side, we have the main tools, and on the right side, we have the submenu tools. On the left side, we have the Symmetry, the brush tools. I'll go over each one. The pull and push switch, the radius switch, radius window, where you can adjust the size of the brush. And here is the alpha brush, where you can select different alphas, and you can also add other alphas. By default, this is null by default, but it's only for the draw brush. Every other brush will have a alpha brush that you have to select. And the move icon, and you can also add objects. So I'm gonna add a square. We add a cube, I should say. Okay, and of course delete is there. And then on the right menu, the sub menu here, let me just double click to select the object and take a look at the vertices on top here. And when you click on subdivide, the vertices goes up, and I'm going to turn on the wireframe so you can see the vertices increasing. And you can use decimate to decrease the vertices. And also have the smooth tool here to just smooth the entire object at once. Remesh, which all that does is it's just evens out all of the triangles and faces. And also repair, close holes, and voxel merge. And this is where you can merge two objects together. And also have remesh here, where you can increase the vertices while remeshing. And this also, you can move this down. And decrease the remesh. Alright, but by default it's in the middle, so whatever it is right now, all it does is evens out. Okay, now for symmetry, you can turn off the symmetry, and if you turn it on, then we got the two locations. And if you go down to the size window, the radius window, you can change the axis. So if you want to just use symmetry on the y-axis or on the z-axis, like this here, probably see it higher. Oh, that's the autosave, turn off. And that's on the z-axis. And the axis, they all connect with this gizmo here. Okay, and go back to X, and you can increase the size and the strength of the brush if you want to decrease. Alright, I'm just gonna close that. Alright, and you can switch between smooth and draw. So this is the smooth down here, and when you click on smooth, it goes back to your original brush. And if you're using, you can switch to the draw mask, and you can draw a mask on top. You can invert the mask, invert the mask, and clear it, and also extract. So I'm gonna go ahead and use extract. Then click on the draw mask and go to move so you can move it out, because sometimes it looks a little cluttered when it's still connected, right? And I'm just gonna delete that. You have to go into the draw mask to clear it. Okay. And you can also undo and bring everything back. I'm gonna just undo some changes here. Better yet, I'll just delete this and add the sphere. Start over. Okay, with the brushes here, I have it's color coded. The blue brushes are dynamic topology, and you can see that here. And as long as this is checked, then you'll see the changes. So with regular brushes selected, you see that the vertices are they're not changing. They're just staying the same. And that's how all of these brushes that are just not color coded, that's how they work. They just move the vertices. They don't add vertices. When you go to the blue brushes, then they start to change the vertices. They started at build. And you can see that on top. And if I turn off dynamic topology, then it's pretty much the same as the others. But you have to have that enabled for to build. All right. Okay, and if I switch to the stamp brush, this doesn't affect this is not using dynamic topology, but it shows you how to add alphas directly onto your image. And this is if you want to add something like here. I'm gonna increase the vertices first. And you can rotate or change the size of the stamp. Click smooth it out. And the grab brush, this doesn't because it's not color coded, this is not going to affect the image. It's not going to affect the object vertices. I can show you the vertices here. Like it's not being affected. But when I switch to the hook tool, you'll see the vertices are changing as you pull. So it's constantly adding vertices as you move. All right. Then you can smooth the object. Or a little quick shortcut, just go to smooth here. And I'm gonna decimate to decrease the vertices. All right. Okay, and now the crease tool, this is for putting creases into your object. Of course, the more vertices, the better the creases look. So I'm just gonna increase the vertices again. And you can speed up the pinch. You can increase the pinch and the strength. There you go. Let me go back to the pull tools, the hook tools. See, with the hook tool, as you move down, it increased the vertices. But if you decrease your strength, it reduces the pull that you have on the object. All right. But if you want to do like a serpent, you want to put that to the maximum and put that down so you can increase it. And there's a limit of 40K. All right, and so that's the hook tool. Now for the flatten tool, what this does, it flattens the area. All right. That's effect then. You can add layers. So just use the push tool. I'm gonna decrease this size here. And that's just moving. All right, and now I'm just gonna go to the inflate brush here. See, when you pull out objects and it's kind of getting thin, use the inflate brush to bring it out. All right, and you can use the remesh to fix the inflation and smooth it out. All right, and the pinch tool is if you just want sharp edges. You can decrease the strength. All right, and smooth it out. So it's a lot of the smoothing. I mean, smoothing, you can find it here and also down in the bottom. And if you need to increase vertice in any area, you can just use the increase tool, and that increases the vertice in the spot that you select. And if you need to decrease the vertices, just use that tool here. I'll go over the vertex painting in another video. And if you need to change the Matcap to give it a certain look, you can do that there. You can change the metallic view and the shine of the object. Or how the light bounces off of the object. Increase the intensity of the light. And you can also decrease the opacity of the object. But right now, it's only in Matcap. Just gonna bring this back down. And when you select a matcap, you can also adjust how much of that matcap is on the object. You can decrease it from here. And with wireframe, let me go back to wireframe, you can also increase the thickness of the wireframe. That comes in handy when you need to scale the object higher. Right. I'm going to go back to the draw brush and I'm going to go over dynamic topology with relative. And as you can see, what this does, the closer you are to the object, the more vertices are created. And as you move away from the object, less it adds vertices, but not as sharp. This comes in handy when you're just freestyling your object, and if you just want sharp corners, the closer you are, the more detail you're gonna get. But the more detail you get, the more vertices that adds and the larger the object becomes. All right, so I think that covers this part of the voxel merge. Let me just go over that real quick. So if I want to add two objects together, I'm just going to use the copy and use the selection. You want to select two objects, or you can select them here and then move to the voxel remesh, and this will merge the objects together. Then you can smooth it out, and now it's one. When it changes, it changes the name to merge object, so you'll have to go in and change the name after that's been done. All right, I guess that covers the sculpt mode. And to change modes, you just gotta click on this button up here to switch, and the default is sculpt mode.